Paul, can you hear us? We can't, I don't know if anybody else can, but I can't hear you, Paul. Still can't hear you. No. Okay. Paul, I don't know, in the meeting invite is also a call-in number, so if you wanted to try the call-in number for audio.
Or Paul, I see Karen is in a meeting room there. If you could sit in the same room with her, you could also move in there if your headphones aren't working today.
How about now?
Oh, that's better. Yep.
I despise Zoom. It's the worst of the meeting softwares. Okay. So, Paul Beach, the manager of the Acorn Information Systems Group at the Suzanne Reinnovation Center. And I've been a member of Best for Kids since day one. It's got to be near 15 years now, something like that.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, everybody, and welcome to Best for Kids. One of the first things we have to do at the beginning of each year is nominate a chair and a vice chair for the committee. So we're going to kick everything off with nominations. So I need somebody to move and second opening up the nominations. So do I have a mover?
I can move.
Was that Jackie?
Jackie, sorry. Yeah.
And seconder was Pat. I saw Pat's hand go up. Okay, so resolve that the nominations be open for the position of chair for Best for Kids Committee for 2021. So does anybody have any buddy they'd like to nominate? Any nominations? It's not too onerous a job. And are there any nominations?
Sorry, I just have a quick question, Virginia, and I can't even remember what her name was. Was it Jennifer from APH? Is she on the committee this year?
No, she didn't reapply.
Oh, okay.
So the only members we're missing today are Helen, Councillor Hollingsworth, and Kate. And Debbie were unable to attend.
Oh. Paul, you're not up for another go at it?
This is how I end up doing it for 15 years. It's the same thing happens every single time. No one else nominates anyone else, and then I prefer to co-chair.
We could do two co-chairs if that's the preference.
Yeah. It just gives, I mean, in previous years, I would travel a lot, so it was always easier to have two co-chairs.
Yep, we can do co-chairs. So is there anybody else that would like to be co-chair? Any nominations for co-chair?
How about Pat?
Pat?
Put him right on the spot.
Pat, would you be interested in being a co-chair this year?
I'm already pretty heavy into the executive of the ski patrol, so I think that might be biting off more than I can chew right now. And plus, I want to kind of learn as to what you guys do before I want to jump into this. So, sorry.
Anybody else?
Yeah, that's how I feel, right? That's how I feel. Like not familiarized with it yet, so I don't want to jump right way in there and, you know.
Virginia, I don't mind helping Paul out, but I'm an advisor and not a voting member. Can I do that in my role?
Not as an advisor, I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't.
Actually, as far as getting the agenda packages ready in the minutes, that usually falls on staff, so it shouldn't be too heavy if anybody's interested in helping.
I think just looking at people that have got some experience in the group, either of the Kates, and since one of the Kates is missing.
I don't think that's fair.
Okay, let's nominate the Kate who's missing then. No,
I nominate Kate Lawrence.
I was going to say I would nominate either Kate Parniak or Kate Lawrence. Both have been on the committee for a while.
Would you want to do it, Kate?
Honestly, I would prefer not to. I do chair other committees, and we also are planning on reopening soon, so I do have a lot on my plate right now, but I don't know.
Well, the other thing we can do is we can just elect one co-chair this month, and then in March when we have our meeting, we can see if Kate or Helen or some of the other committee members that aren't here are interested in being co-chair. Does that sound okay with everybody? Paul?
Sounds fine with me.
All right. So we'll elect one co-chair and then we'll put it back out on the agenda again next month, okay? All right, so I just have to do, because we're online, I have to do a call for votes. So Paul, are you for or, well, I guess you're for, reluctantly for. Helen's absent. Lana? For. Jackie?
For.
Lori?
For.
Kate? Debbie says it. Pat? Sigmar?
For.
Kate Lawrence is absent. Okay, so that'll move us down to the approval of the agenda. The only people that, hi Helen.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good, and you?
Good, thank you. We were actually just doing nominations for position of co-chairs. So I'm not sure, we're going to be looking for another co-chair at the next meeting.
Okay.
Just because we had a few members that were away and we're looking for people who may be interested in becoming a co-chair for the committee. All right, so Paul, did you want me to turn it over to you now that we're on the approval of the agenda? Or sorry, approval of the minutes? Oh wait, sorry, I have agenda. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
Who did the email for the agenda come from?
It came from Sam.
Okay, I'll look for it. Okay. Okay. Okay, can I have somebody put a motion to approve the agenda?
A motion.
Okay, and seconder?
I'll second it.
Okay. Okay, so our last minutes, can we even approve the minutes since there's only 3 people here from that meeting?
I don't know if, we can, sorry, I'm just double checking who was here. Helen, Kate, Jackie, yeah, we've got 4 people here, so we can approve. We just need a mover and a seconder that was in attendance at the meeting to approve it.
Okay,
So at that meeting, we had Helen, Kate, Jackie, and yourself, Paul.
okay. Can I have a mover?
I'll move it.
Okay, seconder, Jackie, I think you.
Yeah.
Yep, okay,
Okay, so Helen and Jackie.
okay, so,
And I can do the roll call, Paul, for you if that's
okay,
fine. So Paul,
yep,
Helen moved, Lana, Jackie, seconded, Lori,
I'm here.
Kate. Oh, it's Kate Tarnack, sorry, I gotta. Pat,
Yep.
Sigmar,
Yes.
and Kate Lawrence. Okay, thank you.
okay. Then we'll move to first item on business arising, the James Street revitalization update.
Yeah, so I just wanted to give everybody an update, and for the new members, I'll be happy to send out the James Street revitalization plan. It went to council last fall, so our planning department had been working with a planning group in order to do a redevelopment at James Street to revitalize the area. So I'll be happy to send that out so that the new committee members can take a look at that report. As part of it last year, we did a community art project during Culture Days where we had members from the neighborhood do some murals and art on planter boxes and different sections of the kind of main corridor between the businesses down in James Street area. We also received $70,000 in funding to do some playground upgrades, which included rubber surfacing and additional equipment. After the report went to council last fall, council has allocated an additional $85,000 to do more improvements and enhancements in that area. So we're looking at expanding the park. There's a berm area that's going in the grassy area down to, I guess, towards the Algoma Steel property. In that area, that large grassy area, the berming's been created to kind of create some separation between the green space and the road, but also provide an area for the children to toboggan on during the winter months. We're looking at installing some soccer nets in that area. We're putting in a basketball court, and we're going to be painting that area with a large mural in the spring, as well as expanding the playground spaces. There's a all new benching that's going in around the areas that we've created murals in, and we're looking at creating a bit of a platform stage area as well with some new picnic tables and stuff going down in that location. So we're kind of excited about the development that's happening down there, and we're hoping that the equipment will arrive on time for a spring installation. So yeah, so it's a bit of an exciting project, and we're going to engage the neighborhood again in helping paint the basketball court.
That's actually amazing.
Are there any questions related to that? Would there be, well, it's hard to tell with COVID, would there be any grand opening or would it be a passive opening? I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah, it's trying to do something. Last year, it was the mural painting was very targeted. So any of the areas that were kind of had more than one person painting at them, we had like a family that lived in the same household paint one section. And so we had to really be very cautious as we kind of divided that out. But there was also some workshops that were done through Art Speaks. So the thought is to try to do something like that again, but it may end up, depending on what type of restrictions we're in, we may end up having to have it a little bit more staged, where we have some people come and paint, and then we have another smaller group or household come and assist and do a section. We had equipment, so everybody had their own equipment, so there was no sharing of equipment last year, paintbrushes or rollers or anything like that, just to make sure that it was COVID friendly. So yeah, not sure what that's going to look like moving into June. So hopefully we'll have you know, a little bit more flexibility in what we can do by that point.
Okay. A question not related to Jane Street, but Bellevue Park. What's the status with the bus running free? Is that happening again this year as well?
Yeah, so the bus pilot project, and that would actually be a good report for me to send out to the new committee members as well.
Yeah.
And Paul can give a bit of background on it. But the intent is that we run the same program again for the 2021 summer.
Okay. And that program was to try to get families to be able to get to, well, the original vision to get to Bellevue Park for free. So if you had 4 or 5 kids and 2 parents, and the cost of, you know, getting to Bellevue Park and back could be expensive if you wanted to go multiple times in the summer. And we've got such great things at Bellevue Park, and have added a number of, you know, the splash pad in particular, trying to get as many families as we can down to Bellevue Park. Okay. So you will pass that on to the group, the information from the council. Okay.
Yeah, I'll send that report off.
Okay. Okay. Item number 2, outdoor winter activities directory. So we're going to share the screen over to Karen. I don't know if you have to do that.
I think I can. I'll try right now. No, the host has disabled participant screen sharing, it says.
Okay. Let me, I just got to figure out where I have to go to. Does that let you do it now?
Yeah, perfect.
There.
Okay, can everybody see my screen okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So first, I guess I'll just kind of give like a quick background to this outdoor rec map. So back in the fall, Paul had kind of come up with this idea to create a directory of different winter activities that we can do in the Sault Ste. Marie area. And so he got the social services and the health team to kind of take this on. We thought it was important to do this for both children and adults' mental and physical health, to be able to get outside and just to enjoy what Sault Ste. Marie has to offer, because we are like really lucky where we live. And all these activities as well are COVID friendly, so it's kind of helped make the winter a little bit brighter, I suppose. What we also found was it seemed to be that everybody was kind of going to the same place all the time. Not everyone knew what was available in the city, so we wanted to try to kind of provide this directory so people would maybe kind of spread out more rather than all going, you know, tobogganing at Finn Hill. They could go to Elliott Field or to Bellevue Park or Anna Marinelli. So it provided some different options to try to get like a little bit less people all at one location. So working on this project, we worked with Virginia and Margaret from the city. They provided important information on the city-run facilities. And we also worked with Travis from Public Works, and he provided some valuable information as well. Then also we looked at different private organizations in the city. I looked at their websites, Facebook, contacted them through phone or email if there was additional information required. So things like contacting the Sioux Cycling Club, Hiawatha Highlands, things like that. So this is kind of the main page here of the winter activities map. And as you scroll down, you can see it just kind of provides a list of the activities and kind of the locations where you can find it. So you can see there's cross-country skiing, outdoor skating rinks, snowshoeing trails, tobogganing hills, winter fat biking trails, winter walking trails, and snowmobile staging area. So that kind of just gives you an idea of what is there. So I just have to move this Zoom thing. Okay, there we go, sorry. And this is kind of the actual web app. So I can click here and I can pop it, open it full screen. So this app is mobile friendly as well as tablet friendly. And so the first thing we kind of thought was that let's kind of make this information pop out so people know how to use it, especially on your phones. It's not necessarily intuitive kind of the way the pop-ups open. So it explains, how to get more information from the pop-ups, how to use your filters if you only want to see specific activities. You can use the Near Me tool. So say I'm downtown, I have my skates with me, and I just kind of want to see what's near me. I can hop on my cell phone, use the Near Me tool, find what's in 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, things like that. As well, if you can change the base map gallery, if you prefer to look at imagery or anything like that. So the filter is actually quite handy because a lot of times you are only looking for one specific activity. So let's say I want to just find, some fat biking trails. Seems to be quite popular in our city. So what it does is it zooms the extent in to show only the activity that I'm interested in. And I can click on any of these and get more information. So it'll have the name, the managing organization, address, if it's open, if it's closed, the phone number, hours of operation, the cost of the activity. So a lot of the activities in the city are free. It's more just the private organizations such as Hiawatha, Crimson Ridge, the skating rink at the machine shop. Those will have a cost associated. And it provides if there's food available on site, when it's available, if there's a water fountain access on site, and any other kind of important notes. So a lot of the time, especially for the private organizations, it does say to refer to their website for more information because they are updating it often daily depending on the weather conditions. And also included in here, you can go right to their website. So it's an easy one-step place to find everything that you're looking for. So I'll just close the pop-up and I'll turn all my filters back on because I want to see everything again. So something else too you can do is if you're only looking for something really in particular, you can also search for it. So let's say we wanted to find out about the Clerg Park skating rink. You can search for it, it'll zoom to it and the pop-up will open. So I can find out when it's open and any other details about it, if if there's COVID restrictions in place, what the capacity is, things like that. I'm gonna go back to my home extent. You can use this little house anytime to bring you back to the full extent of all the activities. I'm gonna clear my search. As well, so if you wanted to change your base map, there's a wide variety of options. So I'll just change it to an OpenStreetMap for now. So it just kind of gives the users the flexibility if they want to see it kind of in more detail in a specific way. So one of the most important tools, I think, is this Near Me tool. So there's a couple different ways you can use it. So you can type in an address, or you can use this, use my location. So I'm going to click that. Now, normally it would ask you, ArcGIS Online wants to use your location, allow, or block, and I've already used it and I've allowed it, so that's why it zoomed right to it. So I have this set at 10 kilometers, and I'm right now at the Civic Center. So there are quite a few activities within 10 kilometers. You can see down the list. But you know what? I actually want to move it and just see what's in 5 kilometers. So you can see it's very interactive, and it kind of changes as you need it to. And I want to find out more about the Bellevue Park winter walking trail. So you can click on it, and then it will also provide you all of the information, same as in the pop-ups that are right here. So This map is pretty useful if you are downtown anywhere and you just want to kind of find out what's near you. It kind of gives you some good options and gets people spread out throughout the city rather than all congregated at one location. Anybody have any questions? Okay, I'll just stop sharing then.
So that app is already out there, or is it rolling out soon? I missed that part.
Yeah, it's already out there. So there is, Sue today did a press release on it. I can actually put the link, I think, into the chat.
That would be nice, yeah.
If you visit smic.com too, there's a pop-up that will show up on the top of the screen that will lead you right to.
Can I get it in the app store? I get that at the Play Store and the App Store as well, right?
I don't think so, Karen?
No.
No, there's like it's not anything that you purchase or download. It's just like a
Or it's a website,
that you go to. Yeah, yeah.
Awesome, thank you.
Is there any plan to do that for the summer?
Yeah.
So there is some idea that we would like to do a kind of a spring, summer, fall map that would kind of include all of the Algoma district, but we're still kind of in talks and discussions of getting that done because there would be a lot of variety. There would be things like beaches and hiking trails and canoe launches and things like that. So hopefully that will come to fruition, but we're just kind of in discussion right now about that.
Well done. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, we'll move on to, does anyone have any upcoming events they'd like to mention? How about you, Virginia? Is there anything upcoming?
Virginia stepped away for a second.
Oh, okay. Does anyone else have anything upcoming that they know about? Okay, we'll hold for about a minute to see where Virginia comes back.
Sorry.
Oh,
We had walking started here today at the NCC, so we just had some people coming in for walking.
okay, so we're just asking about upcoming events. So I'd asking if you have any upcoming events that you know of.
Fairly sparse. We're actually trying to plan some more scavenger hunt type events for different areas coming up, just because they can be done independently on their own time, so we're not really promoting gatherings. So looking at, we did a scavenger hunt for the Hub Trail last summer, so we're going to do that again as opposed to the Hub Trail one-day festival. And then we're looking at expanding to doing some more kid-friendly scavenger hunts through Bellevue Park and maybe down at the bottom of Finn Hill in different areas, so that we've got some fun little activities for families when they're out walking with the kids or biking.
Okay. It's again going to be another difficult spring to decide on anything that could be upcoming, given we could change status in COVID quite a bit. Before we adjourn, for a future meeting, can we get an update from both Kids Being Kids and what they plan on doing as far as they know now, and possibly an update from the mayor's breakfast program?
Yep, we actually have a every breakfast counts meeting coming up next Friday, so hopefully have an idea of what we're starting to plan for the summer.
Okay. Last year, one of the big things that we were going to do as a Best for Kids committee was to try to empower the student employees of the Kids Being Kids program. We talked about the importance of hopefully the social services would hire people with some type of social service worker background. In the past, there wasn't in my opinion, as many of the kids that had that type of background. And having had a daughter be in Kids Being Kids for 3 summers, and the stories that she will tell, we can't underestimate the influence that these university students have in dealing with some of our most disadvantaged kids and kids that have some pretty significant issues. We talked last year of helping to provide some assistance in organizing training for the Kids Being Kids students, or assisting them in any way we can. And I'm not sure. I know that there are some changes happening in social services. I don't believe the Neighborhood Resource Center on Gore Street is active anymore, but they were having, if I'm understanding correctly, 2 locations now, one being the old Sacred Heart School, and I think, Virginia, do you know, is there one in the western end of the city? Is it the Steelton Senior Center or something like that?
I know that they're running programs out of the previous Steelton Senior Center on Wellington Street. I don't know exactly what services are run out of there. And I know they've also are doing more work to the Rosedale School. But again, I can ask for an update just to see what types of programs are run out of each of those locations.
Okay, they may say, March is too soon to come tell us what's going to happen. But if we can have them on the agenda for the first month that they actually know what they're doing, because there's a lot has changed with, where and how they're doing things. So I think that would be quite useful. And I think as our group, we still want to support these universities students as much as possible. Even if it means, like we talked about, in the past we've had conferences that we've organized. Well, we had talked last year, but if bringing in a speaker to speak with these kids and provide some expertise to help them in dealing with different situations that arise. Not all of the kids will have social service background. They could be in business, they could be in computer science. So this is what we were thinking kind of last year at this time, was how do we support the Kids Being Kids, the Attend Burley summer program, and the mayor's Every Breakfast Counts programs, how we can support all of those activities.
Okay, yeah, I can reach out to find out what their plans are and what meeting makes the most sense.
Okay. Does anyone have any comments or questions? No? Okay. Then motion to adjourn.
A motion.
Helen and
Helen.
Okay.
Second.
And
A
Kate.
second.
Okay.
Do you want me to do the roll call, Paul?
Okay.
So Paul?
Yep.
Helen moved. Lana?
Yep.
Yep.
Jackie?
Yes.
Lori?
Yep.
Kate seconded. Pat? Okay. Sigmar?
Yes.
Yep. And Kate Lawrence?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Um,
so
All right.
I guess we have to determine day of the week and time that we want to have future meetings.
Yeah, so usually it's the third Tuesday of the month. I just put it out as an option because the 16th falls on March break, but March break's been canceled. But just wanted to provide a couple options just for this month, just due to the March break and if people were going to camp or anything else. We can keep it the 16th if that works for everybody.
Works for me.
Yep,
Okay,
works for me.
Yep.
Yep.
perfect.
Okay, so one thing we all have to think about is right now it's so hard to plan anything with, you know, COVID. Are we going to be in green, yellow, orange, or nothing by the spring or summer? But I can say that we have, you know, gone through 1 year of children not being overly active and children being isolated and school being different, not seeing friends. So, you know, I kind of think it really has an impact on the really young kids, you know, certain ages of 2, 3, when the kids are first learning their social interaction skills are going to, you know, that's like a third of their life has been missed because of COVID, and how we can, as a group, to support things that can counter that. And then at the same time, having a 14-year-old daughter, and I think about how grade 9 for her was nothing like grade 9 was for us, and missing the football games and missing the dances and all that went with that. I would say if we can get COVID conquered by summer, we've got to like throw a whole year of everything into a month of celebration of some kind. And I don't know what all this means yet, but I think as each meeting goes forward, we'll get a better sense of, you know, is summer going to be where we're totally free from this, or will it be the fall? But we've got some catch up to do. And I think we need to have some brainstorming sessions when we get closer to knowing when that date will be, is how we can recoup some of this lost time for these kids. And I really just feel so sorry for particular age groups, like those really toddlers and the teens in particular. But so, does anyone have any comments on that? Is everyone agreeing that should, you know, our number one priority to me is trying to bring something back to them to compensate for what they've missed in any way we can. Okay, with that, then we'll see everyone on March 16th at 12 o'clock. Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, thank you.